It's now been about 3 months since Travis Scott released his 4th studio album, Utopia, and I still feel like there's so much to appreciate that doesn't get talked about. On the surface, Utopia is a supremely polished and cohesive listening experience, but digging down into the nitty-gritty of the album is what really made me gain new love for it. In fact, there's tons and tons of tidbits about Utopia that aren't immediately obvious, from geographical influences to cut songs, and I've prepared 10 facts that I think every Travis Scott fans should know about this project. These facts just go to show how deep Travis's music creation can go, and hopefully after this list you'll be able to see and appreciate the deeper roots of Utopia. Starting off my list of Utopia facts, we begin with a little switcheroo. While I Know is definitely one of the most popular songs to come off of Utopia, we almost didn't get it on the album. Supposedly, I Know's spot on the tracklist was originally occupied by Mafia, which was part of a 2-pack Travis dropped in November of 2021. Apparently, I Know wasn't even part of the album up until very close to the release date, meaning Travis must have been pretty set on including Mafia on the tracklist, which is odd considering it doesn't seem like he had any intention of putting Escape Plan on there. Maybe he was always looking to make a song to replace Mafia's spot and just so happened to complete I Know just in time for the album's release. I'm sure by now quite a lot of people are aware that track number 2 on Utopia, Thank God, was originally created for Kanye West's Donda back in 2020, but I think the most interesting part of this song's story is how much work Travis did to flesh out and transform Thank God into a Utopia song. Thank God on release, Utopia is marked by a mid-song beat switch done by Travis, Wondergirl, and Alan Ritter. The first half of the song's beat was taken from the original production done by Boogs the Beast, which was used for Casey's reference track he recorded that served as the basis for Travis's first half vocals. Travis then recorded a brand new second verse over the new production, fully transforming Thank God into his song.
All of my sins, all of my dirty ways, this is a detox, this a cleanse. This that Kobe don't need for no rebounds, I won't miss. One life, don't live, and goodbye. That's life.
Going after I pop me a piece. Way that we killing the critics and killing the hate. Might gotta talk to a priest. The way we evolved and knock down walls, this shit's outrageous. A quarterback calls, I don't like 12.
Travis taps into tons of different genres from all over the world on Utopia, which is what makes it such an interesting and rewarding listening experience. One geographical area that really took me by surprise to hear on the album was India, or more specifically, the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu. This is where the folk dance and music genre Dapankuthu, also called just Kuthu, was created, with Travis taking notes from this genre's drum patterns to make the drums on sirens. Kuthu is often very percussion and drum focused, and I think that these unique patterns fit perfectly on sirens and make it sound so unique.
From 2 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon, it's a festival right in my room. Soon as the sun up, you know that we doomed. Mary Puzzle, we out to Cancun, we gon' have some more just before we out the room.
Not only did Travis turn his eyes toward India for inspiration on Utopia, but he also wound up utilizing some elements from the Brazilian funk genre on the song K-pop featuring Bad Bunny and The Weeknd. Travis also leaned into a bit of the Afrobeats vibe as well to end up with an absolute head bobber. The Brazil funk really comes through in the drums and overall BPM/tempo of the song, and I think makes for one of the high points on the album for me personally. I know K-pop does get a lot of flack and hate, especially because it was the first single released for Utopia, but just this song alone is enough to convince me we need a full tape of Travis on Brazil funk beats.
All around the trap it, all around the map you trip. Take it like 9 out of 10. Think they gon' find that again. Think I gotta find that again. Behind the 10.
Now, this Utopia fact I actually covered in an entire video a couple months ago after Utopia first dropped, centering around Don Toliver's lack of involvement with the album. Don has one singular appearance on Utopia, be it writing, producing, or performing, with him singing in the background of the song Parasail.
Trying to make it last. rock way, we gon' take a swole.
It's now been a handful of months since the album released, and Don is still credited on the Genius page for Parasail, so I am calling this case closed. That is 100% Don Toliver in the background of that track, and it is sadly his only appearance, although I would be willing to bet he probably did some references or other work on early versions of some songs that we don't know about yet. We all know Travis is very talented both as a vocalist and as a producer, and he contributed tons of production work to Utopia all over the album. In fact, there were only 4 specific songs that Travis is not credited with production on, with those being Meltdown, Schizo, K-Pop, and Till Further Notice. Meltdown and K-Pop were spearheaded production-wise by Boy Wonder and Benny X, while Till Further Notice was of course done by Metro Boomin with some help from James Blake. Just to put it in a number sense, Travis produced 15 of the 19 Utopia tracks, while he was only credited with production on 5 of the 17 tracks on Astroworld. Maybe a sign for the future of Travis taking a much more involved stance on his album producing process. While we know songs like God's Country, Telekinesis, Del Resto, and Thank God were all created in 2020 while Kanye and Travis were working on Donda, by far the oldest song on Utopia's tracklist is Love featuring Kid Cudi. The song was originally conceived all the way back in 2014, with its earliest version being recorded shortly after the release of Days Before Rodeo. At this point, the song featured production from Pharrell and Wonder Girl and was definitely missing quite a few elements that Travis would add on later in 2023 when he was working on the song.
Come and kick back with us. This a new religion, come and have mass with us. Tell me how you made love to a bachelor, turn ambassador. Used to grow up in the back of woods. Come take a ride with the real, it's the last of us. We gon' make the Vogue bitches turn ratchet.
Love on release Utopia sounds kinda crunchy because of how old this one was, and Travis likely needed to AI isolate his vocals to work on the song again due to them most likely not having the original session files from 2014. Till Further Notice is a phenomenal outro track and definitely stands tall against other Travis outros like Coffee Bean, Wonderful, and Apple Pie, but there was a chance we got something entirely different as an outro on Utopia. Till Further Notice was likely created during the same sessions where Travis and Metro were working on Metro's album Heroes and Villains, meaning we could have easily seen a different song as an outro to Utopia. It seems Travis wanted to include at least one Metro-produced track, and he already had 21 on Topia Twins. It's totally possible songs like Trance, Raindrops, Lock on Me, or Niagara Falls were all considered for Utopia before they were set in stone to release on Heroes and Villains. I think honestly, if we lived in a parallel timeline and Utopia came out before Heroes, we might have even seen all of those tracks on Utopia instead of just Till Further Notice. We all know by now how absolutely fire Fiend is with those sweet, sweet, deep voice Cardi vocals, but only those who own the physical vinyls of Utopia or saw the Circus Maximus movie would know that Travis completely cut a full Sheck West verse from Fiend, only keeping him on backing vocals for the streaming version of the song.
Baby, I can't get invested, just my turn, baby. I jump off the roof and crash the turntables. The tables never turn, we got the scouts. I'ma make a fiend. We pull up, make a scene. Bust down my whole my team. Been doing this shit since a teen. Scream, fiend, fiend.
I think a lot of people forget that Sheck West is signed to Cactus Jack, just like Sofago and Don Toliver, so it's kind of insane to me that out of the 3 biggest artists signed to Travis, only one of them had a full contribution on the album, because I'm not counting Don's Parasail line. I gotta say, Sheck fits the song so well, and I would not have been mad at all if his vocals had been included alongside Cardi's for the streaming release. And finally, for my last Utopia fact that all Travis Scott fans should know, we are talking about none other than the GOAT Mike Dean himself. We know Mike is hugely instrumental for many artists, and often he's the sole reason music even reaches a finished state due to his proficient skill of mixing and mastering music. In fact, Mike is so good at mastering, Travis Scott had him master the entire Utopia album. If you didn't know, mastering is essentially the end stage of music production where songs are polished up and prepared for distribution by making sure everything is consistent and cohesive. Basically, without Mike, Utopia would be way more rough of a listening experience, and there's a reason he's so highly valued by people like Travis and Kanye. Well, there you have it, 10 facts about Utopia that I honestly think just make the album so much more rewarding of a listening experience. Getting to dig deep into the cultural origins of themes on Utopia like K-pop drawing from Brazilian funk and sirens utilizing South Indian drums is something that really helps to give depth to this project. And I think that aspect of Travis's music often goes underappreciated by his fans, the depth and layers that are built upon each other under every released song in his discography. Now, I know some of these facts are more surface level while others are pretty obscure, so I'm curious to hear from you guys how much of this list of 10 facts you were familiar with prior to this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and let me know down in the comments which of these facts you knew and which ones took you by surprise.